It's the rookie car hauler over here in Atlanta at this Petro over here. This is where sometimes I come over here to park when I'm in Atlanta. I come over here to park the truck, and because it's like the only place you can park at. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find parking. It's hard to find parking in Atlanta, real hard. So I called 1-800 my truck, and I spoke to the lady there because I had a truck before, an International that was my truck, my personal truck, and I used them before, but that was a couple years ago. So they charged me $150 a month for parking, but now the price went up. It's $175 now, and they don't even have many spots available. So if you call 1-800 my truck and they got something available, you got to jump right on it, because I like the way they said sit on my head. You got to jump right on it because they don't have a lot of spots available. So, and it's like that. It's pretty much like that all around Atlanta. It's real hard to find parking in Atlanta. You can almost forget about it to a certain degree when it comes to permanent parking. I'm talking about most of the lots in Atlanta are full. They'll tell you straight out they full, because what's happening is these big companies are buying up most of the spaces at the yard. So if somebody get a yard that they're going to use it for truck parking, a lot of the big companies will bring like 40 trailers over there, 50 trailers, 100 trailers. They store their trailers over there. So that's what be going on. So you figure if you got a lot with 100 spots in it, you might have a company that come buy 50 of them things immediately. And the person who own the yard is going to jump all over that, because it's guaranteed. It's like guaranteed money from a big major company that basically just put them on the payroll and make sure they get their money every month. So here you come trying to park your truck over there, those other 50 slots are gone already. You know what I'm saying? So that's what be happening. And sometimes the big companies don't even have to bring 50 or 50 trailers over there. It's just regular random people that be wanting to park. It's real hard to find parking in Atlanta. Almost impossible. And then it's like you might find a spot, but it's not going to be car hauler friendly. You know what I'm saying? That's the other flip side to it. Like, you won't find nothing that's car hauler friendly, because with the car hauler, maybe if you empty, you might be able to get away with it, but if you load it, it's gonna be too hard. We can't do all them twists and turns with car hauling. You can't do all of that stuff. So you have to be very careful about where you park at. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you get yourself in a jam trying to twist and turn and park any old where. You can't do that in Atlanta. You got to find a certain spot that's car hauler friendly or conducive for car haulers. So it's not like these freight guys with these day cabs. They can jackknife all kind of ways and find parking, but with the car hauler, jackknifing is it's pretty much not possible. You can't jackknife no car hauler. If you do, like I said, either you're gonna tear a car up if you load it, you're gonna cause some major damages, thousands of dollars worth of damages, because you're trying to jackknife and park your truck and trailer somewhere, or you're going to damage the truck itself. Even if you empty, you might damage the truck itself trying to jackknife a car hauler. You know what I'm saying? So, like I told you before, the bat wings on the it's like the flaps in between the tractor and the trailer. Those bat wings, you definitely gonna damage those. So you're gonna have to replace those. I had to replace a pair already on my truck, and I only been here for 2 months. I think it's not even a full 2 months, I don't think yet. But anyway, it's the rookie car haul over here, United Road. ATG, against the grain. That's how I like to grind. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and say that I grind against the grain all day, every day. I haven't made it to that point yet, because I think that takes a lot of discipline to do. It takes a lot of discipline to start at 12 a.m. every morning on your own, when nobody calling you, telling you to start at that time. You know what I'm saying? With car hauling, you have the freedom to, with United Road anyway, and I'm pretty sure it's probably the same with a lot of other car haul companies. You have the freedom to start start when you want to start. Basically, you got your own start times. You know, you just got to make sure the load get there when it's supposed to get there. Basically, you know, like right now I got a load on my back, but it's not supposed to be there till Monday. So you know, if I would have left the yard in Greer and shot straight to Texas with that load on my back, I would have got there a day early. You know, and then now you got to sit around. You know, it may not be a truck stop near the facility or near the dealership or whatever. So you had to find somewhere to sit at for 24 hours. Why do that when I'm cutting through Atlanta? So I might as well, stop home for a little minute, you know, and then head back out, you know, in the morning or whatever. But yeah, so you know, you got to be careful where you park at. And then on top of that, if you're in a city like in Atlanta, you got to be careful where you can't just park the truck and trailer anywhere, especially if you load it. You want to find secure parking if you can, to the best of your ability. That's why truck stops is probably one of the most secure places you can park, as long as you can find a car hauler friendly slot. Just because you're at a truck stop don't mean you're in a safe zone. You got to find, because you might another tractor trailer might hit your cars. You know, a rookie driver or somebody that just started driving or whatever, he might pull out, turn out. You know, he might pull out and turn and clip your cars that's on your head rack. When it's on your head rack or what have you. That has happened before to other drivers. I've heard in the past stuff like that happening. So you got to be careful. And then you sticking out 5 feet in the back. If you got one in the back on deck number 9, you might be sticking out 5 feet in the back. So you can't just park anywhere with these car haulers. You got to protect the freight. You got to protect your tractor and your trailer. You know, you got to protect yourself. So you want to kind of tuck it away, or really, from what I heard from the veteran drivers. And again, I shouldn't even be trying to teach nobody this stuff because I'm a rookie. But what I'm saying is, the veterans that I learned from, they say most of them guys, they like to park away from the everybody. Kind of try to isolate yourself. That's the best way, from what I've learned so far. The best way to park is away from everybody. But it's very difficult to do that when you're in a crowded city like Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's like 1 billion trucks out here, man. In Atlanta, it's like 1 billion trucks. Like, there's nowhere you can park at in Atlanta where you just gonna be away from everybody. Like, that's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta make do with what you got and find the best slot possible for a car hauler somewhere here in Atlanta if you're gonna stop through Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And if you can, you want to get secure parking in Atlanta, because some people do leave those store my truck lots. Some people do leave. They stop paying they rent, and they get kicked out or whatever. So you just want to kind of keep calling store my truck, keep calling. But the thing about it is, once they find you a slot that's going to be conducive for a car hauler, another thing is we sit real low with these car haulers. So some of these yards are near train tracks. And sometimes the train tracks, the car haulers can't go over the train tracks all the time, because some of the train tracks got humps on them, and you'll get caught up on the hump. You know, you'll get caught up on the hump, because even the landing gear of the regular trucks, the big trucks, I got stuck on a train track before. Not with United Road, but with U.S. Food. I was with U.S. Food at the time out there in Charlotte, and I got stuck on the train track. I was stuck on it for like 30 minutes, you know, rocking back and forth, lowering my landing gear, it was just crazy, man. I thought I was going to have to call, you know, the last thing I wanted to do was call somebody when I was at United Road. I didn't want to have to call nobody to come help me, you know what I'm saying? Because that just would have been embarrassing. I went the wrong way. That was my regular route. I go to that stop. I was going to that stop every week, but for some reason, I think they took one stop off, so it kind of routed me a different way in between those two stops. And I ended up going the way that I shouldn't have went, and I had to cross over the train track to get to my stop. And sure enough, I got stuck on that track for about 30 minutes. I'm rocking back and forth, and I finally got off the track. So that was with the drive van, you know, and that was a day cab, you know, with a drive van, you know, hauling that with that reefer load, that food, you know what I mean? But so imagine if that was a car hauler. If I was in a car hauler, I would have been hit. I wouldn't have been able to get over that track. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why I said, you know, you got to be careful when you out here trying to find places to park. It's not always conducive for tractor trailer, let alone a car hauler. So as you can see, I'm sitting on my refrigerator. Can't see it, but taking this bad boy back to Walmart. Enough is enough. It's been sitting in the truck collecting dust. I had it hooked up, but my inverter went bad on me or whatever, so I took the inverter back. I spent so much money since I started this job, man, it's not even funny. I spent a lot of money since I started this job at United Rural. I'm just hoping it all pan out, you know. But now I packed my food. I got my bag that I bring with me. Both of these bags be full of all kind of food. My main food I eat on the road is tuna fish. I get the packs of tuna fish and I just mix the mayonnaise and all that stuff in there with it, relish and mustard, and I mix it all up, put it on some bread. I pretty much eat that every day for the most part, because you don't have to warm it up, you don't have to do none of that. You can eat it. That's dinner. That'd be like dinner, and that'd be lunch and dinner for the most part. That's about lunch and dinner, you know. So anyway, this video mainly was about parking, because that's what I just did. I'm waiting on my ride to come now, and I don't want to catch an Uber because I'm tired of catching Ubers. I done caught so many Ubers since I've been here, because I'm stationed out of South Carolina, you know, South Carolina, Greer, Duncan, South Carolina, or Greer, South Carolina, but I live here, you know, in the A, you know what I mean? So, you know, Atlanta. So, you know, I'm like, I've never had a job like this before, where I live 300 miles away from my job. You know what I'm saying? So technically, I could leave my truck and trailer in Greer, and then if I had another car, but I only have one vehicle, so I don't take my, I leave that for the family. But normally, technically, if I had another vehicle, I could park that in South Carolina. And then whenever I get loaded at the BMW plant or whatever, or wherever I'm loaded at, I can just leave I can leave my vehicle down there and get in the car and drive down here 3 hours, hang out, and then drive back up for take 3 hours to drive back or whatever. I could do that, but I'm going in this direction. Going to Texas, you know, from South Carolina, so sometimes it makes more sense to just bring your stuff down here, you know, find somewhere to park at if you can. Windy out here today, man, but it feel good though. But anyway, just want to make a little short video about parking. Truck parking in Atlanta is terrible. If you don't believe me, come on down here. Matter of fact, any trucker that rode through Atlanta know already, the traffic is terrible and parking is terrible. But if you come to this Petro off of 285, exit 12, depending on what time you come, it's a big possibility that you will find parking here. And it's free, and certain slots are free. Not all slots, but certain slots, they're not free. You gotta buy at least you gotta spend $25. Either pay for some fuel, or buy you some energy drinks or whatever you get inside the store. All the receipts that you get, long as they add up to at least $25, then you can get that to the guard shack on your way out the door, and that'll cover you for 24 hours. I think the second 24 hours you have to pay for. The first 24 hours you can buy something in the store. As long as you spend $25, you can park here for one night, overnight or whatever, for so-called for free, but it ain't really free. But you know, otherwise you just pay $25 and you can get a little receipt and put it in your window. So it's like the only spot you can park at in Atlanta, like that you can almost, depending on what time you get here, because they got so many slots. They got like 500 parking spots out here. So it's like one of the only spots in Atlanta that you can really find, you know, some decent parking that's conducive, especially for a car hauler. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, while you out here, protect yourself. I need to be giving this advice to myself. You know, watch your back. Don't take nothing for granted. Especially if you hauling BMWs or you hauling any other type of fancy cars, Mercedes Benzes or whatever the case may be. Everything is real. Let's not imagine that we living in the perfect world. Everything is real. You know what I'm saying? You have to watch your back. You have to make sure you pay attention to what's going on around you. Sometimes I fall short of that, but you want to make sure you pay attention because you hauling, you know, some expensive freight. So you want to make sure that you stay on point and protect yourself, protect your freight, and do your job to the best of your ability. But anyway, that's it. It's the Rookie Car Hauler, ATG against the grain. That's how I prefer to run. And I just want to make a little quick video about truck parking in Atlanta. It's very difficult. So over here at the Petro, waiting on my ride so I can go, go get myself together and take this refrigerator back to Walmart. And the microwave I bought from Walmart too. All that stuff going back. I don't need none of that stuff. I want my money back. All right, take it easy.